sharing this video with those who may need it will further help both them and our vision. In 1992, the World Federation for Mental Health declared October 10th as World Mental Health Day. This day has been celebrated for over 27 years by 150 countries around the globe, and with more every year. Mental health has quickly become one of the most pressing social advocacies of its time. In spite of this, there's still a startling number of people who fail to realize just how important mental health is. Emotional exhaustion is a serious concern, and burnout is considered an official mental illness by the American Association of Psychology. Both of these problems are a result of neglecting mental health. So, what are the warning signs your mental health may be at risk? 1. Your sleeping and/or eating pattern has changed. Do you find it difficult to eat or sleep right, even though you haven't made any significant changes to your lifestyle? If you do, that's a serious red flag for your mental well-being. Changes to note can take the form of either sleep deprivation, oversleeping, overeating, or not eating enough. According to a 2010 study by Kilgore, dramatic changes in a person's sleeping and eating patterns are often associated with poor personal care. Both eating and sleeping properly are patterns essential not only to your physical health, but your mental health too. When you don't get the rest you need, it can make it difficult for you to concentrate and be productive. It makes you more irritable, anxious, and stressed. On the other hand, an unhealthy diet can lead you to be less energetic, experience a loss of self-confidence, and more prone to depression. 2. You have unstable moods. Another common sign of poor mental health is having frequent mood swings. Do you find yourself feeling easily irritated or distressed by even the most minor inconvenience? If that's the case, your mind might be crying out for help. These sudden or intense shifts in your emotions are most likely caused by emotional exhaustion or overworking yourself. This symptom is telling you that you're past due and badly in need of a break. When you're neglecting your psychological health, your brain finds it more difficult to function and regulate emotions like normal. Because of this, you might find yourself feeling stressed out all the time, unmotivated to do anything, or overwhelmed by everything going on in your life. In extreme cases, some people experience anxiety or panic attacks from not being able to cope with emotional stress. 3. You feel disconnected from everything. Do you find yourself isolating from people you're normally very close to? Social withdrawal and isolation are some of the worst consequences of poor mental health. When this happens, you begin to lose interest in previously enjoyed social activities and don't want to be around anyone, even loved ones. You feel disconnected from everyone. You find yourself apathetic and emotionally numb, despite being outgoing or friendly before. These symptoms are critical signs that you need to start taking better care of yourself mentally. Isolating yourself from others can make it harder for them to help you, so you need to do your best to help yourself. If not, the possible worsening chronic loneliness, emptiness, and loss of hope may lead to severe consequences. 4. You feel down most of the time. Have you been experiencing frequent or prolonged depressive moods? Do you find it hard to feel any sort of pleasure anymore, even from things that used to make you happy? This is a cause for concern when it comes to your mental health. Aside from being moody and irritable, most of the time, people whose mental health is hanging on by a thread will seem disinterested, unmotivated, and exhausted. 5. You have difficulty concentrating. Do you have difficulty maintaining your focus and finishing tasks, even when the tasks are easy? If you find that it's harder than usual for you to concentrate, recall information, analyze problems, or even verbalize your own thoughts, then you're definitely suffering from mental exhaustion. Based on a 2007 study by Steltz and others, a majority of people with declining mental health show signs of impaired cognitive functioning. Commonly known as brain fog, this can happen when you're putting too much on your plate and not allowing yourself the time needed to rest your mind and do things you enjoy. Today's industrialized, competitive, and somewhat depersonalized society makes it so easy to neglect your mental health in favor of keeping up with your hectic schedule. So, being aware of the signs of mental illness could save your life and can help you from spiraling into depression or anxiety. If you struggle with any of these issues, please reach out to a mental health care professional today and get the help you need. Do you resonate with any of the signs explained in this video? How many signs do you resonate with? How are you coping with it so far?
Have you been wondering if your mental health is possibly getting worse? Mental health, just like physical health, affects everyone, whether you're suffering from a mental illness or not. Your mental and emotional health can fluctuate from time to time, depending on the stresses going on in your life. So, it's always a good idea to check in with yourself and try to gauge the direction your mental health is going in. With that said, number one, you're losing interest in the little things. Do your favorite activities suddenly seem meh to you? If you've started to lose excitement for life's little things, then this is a sign that your mental health might not be at its best. You might be feeling this way because of an overload of stress in your life, or you're feeling overwhelmed with all of your responsibilities and your to-do lists. When you lose interest and don't enjoy the hobbies and activities that you once did, this could also be a warning sign of depression. If you think this could be what's happening to you, know that you aren't alone and that help is just around the corner. Talk with a trusted friend or family member or a mental health professional to get the help you need to navigate these troubling times. Number two, you get overwhelmed easier. Do you find that you've been getting overwhelmed more often than normal? When you have a to-do list for 2 or 3 tasks, does it feel more like you have 10 things to do? When you start to get overwhelmed easily with everyday things, this could be a sign of worsening mental health. According to psychotherapist Sherry Jacobson, feeling mentally overwhelmed could be an internal reaction to excessive outside stress. To help cope with this overwhelming feeling, you can journal, meditate, or practice mindfulness. Number 3, you don't feel like socializing that much anymore. Does it feel more exhausting to interact with people nowadays? Regardless of whether you're an introvert, extrovert, or somewhere in between, we all have a standard comfort level when it comes to social interaction. If you feel yourself slipping below your comfort level, pay attention to this. Remember that even if it doesn't feel that way at the moment, interacting with people can help boost your mood. We wanna mention that we're happy to have Skillshare as the sponsor today because they really promote the idea of a self-made you. Are you planning to learn a new skill, perhaps on illustration, animation, or writing? It would be great if everything you need was all in one place, right? Well, Skillshare has thousands of catered courses across all kinds of topics like design, business, tech, and more. There is truly something for everyone. Skillshare has a great intro class on animation that we really recommend. The course is called Creativity Unleashed. Discover, hone, and share your voice online by Johannes Vast. If any of you are interested in learning basic information, I recommend you go check it out in the link below. The first 1,000 people will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium, and after that, it's only around $10 a month. Let us know what Skillshare courses you're taking in the comments below. Number 4, you don't have a consistent sleep schedule. Have you developed a seemingly random sleep schedule? Despite wanting to get up at a certain time in the morning, do you wind up sleeping all day? When you have an irregular sleep schedule, this could signify increased stress in your life and a decline in your mental health. If you're struggling to regulate your sleep, you can try setting up a routine to wake up and go to bed at the same time every day. This will get your body back into its regular rhythm of sleep and wake cycles, therefore no longer causing sleep disturbance. Number 5, you always feel drained. Despite getting enough sleep and eating well, do you constantly feel exhausted or drained? According to Healthline, mental exhaustion can set in when you're under long-term stress, and this type of exhaustion can make it feel like you're trying to move up a mountain. More than just feeling tired, when you're in this drained and constantly exhausted state, you might struggle to get anything done. Healthline suggests practicing gratitude, relaxation, and yoga, as well as talking to a mental health professional to provide medication for you if it's needed. Treatment plans will look different for everyone, But regardless, there is a way that will work best for you to help pull yourself out of this state of exhaustion. Number 6, your anxiety seems to be increasing. Do you wake up in the morning with a crushing sense of anxiety that stays with you all day? Does this anxiety cast a cloud over your daily activities? Worsening anxiety can often coincide with worsening mental health. Anxiety affects us all, whether or not you happen to suffer from a particular anxiety disorder. It's important to monitor your anxiety levels because a noticeable change can tell you a lot about your mental health. Anxiety is a response to stress, and it can cause a variety of psychological and physical symptoms. When you feel overly anxious, you might notice that your heart rate speeds up and your breathing rate increases, and you might experience a bout of nausea. Number 7, you feel mentally and emotionally scattered. Do you feel like there are so many things happening around you, but you can't focus on any of them? If so, you're not alone. From time to time, it's normal to feel this way, especially when you're going through higher amounts of stress. However, if you're feeling scattered and like things are spinning out of control, this could be a sign that your mental health is under strain. According to psychologist Rick Hansen from Psychology Today, you probably feel scattered because you're struggling to find your center. This means that in order for your brain to feel more organized, you need to feel at peace within yourself. Practicing mindfulness, such as yoga and meditation, are great places to start on the road to inner peace. Number 8, you can't seem to pay attention. Do you have a harder time focusing and staying on task? When you're reading, is it hard to comprehend? Do you have to reread the same passage over and over again? Though it could relate to potential psychological disorders such as ADHD, depression, or anxiety, it's also likely that a lack of focus can be due to stress or poor self-care. It can be frustrating to start losing focus so frequently, and those feelings are valid and normal. Remember to take care of yourself, and as you recover, know that help is available. Number 9, you might be struggling with your impulse control. Are you acting more on impulse? Are you possibly indulging in things you shouldn't? Whether it's retail therapy or binging all of your shows or playing video games for hours. When you act more on impulses like this, it can signify worsening mental health. You might pick up some unhealthy habits as a way to cope with life stress or to fulfill yourself or distract yourself from a major issue going on in your life. Journaling, mindfulness, and therapy are great ways to start uncovering some of these issues. And number 10, you're struggling to feel grounded. Similar to feeling centered, when you are grounded, you are feeling confident and balanced within yourself. According to Irene Langveld, an energy worker and meditation coach, grounding starts with the root chakra at the base of the spine, known to help you feel secure. Activities that connect your body with the world around you, such as hiking, meditating, or walking outside, are great ways to help you find your sense of grounding.